day, everybody. Let's try it one more time. Good day, everybody. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. So I thank God for the grace to speak to you today on this one topic that is dear to my heart. And it is evolving as a software developer, UI designer, and tester in the generative AI era. How should software stakeholders move from AI assistants to AI-powered applications? In 5 years' time, without the influence of generative AI, software developers will continue to advance primarily through incremental progress in development tools, frameworks, and programming languages. The demand for developers will remain strong as businesses digitize further. However, coding will still require deep technical expertise, a command of syntax, and problem solving. Without generative AI, UI designers in 5 years' time will be heavily reliant on manual creativity, design intuition, and the traditional prototyping tools like Figma, Adobe XD, or Sketch. Progress will be slower and depending on the natural pace of human innovation, as opposed to the accelerated AI copilot and AI assistant iterations. What of testers? In 5 years' time, without generative AI, test coverage will heavily depend on and be constrained by the time and the resources available. And exploratory testing will depend on patience and human insight. However, this is not the case. So we are in the era of generative AI, and I want you to come along with me on an imaginative journey. I want you to think about where you, as a software developer, UI designer, or tester, will be 5 years from now in the GenAI era. 10 seconds. Think about it. Do you think your role will still exist? From deepfakes to co-pilots to intelligent coding assistants, AI will rapidly reshape what's possible. Let's think. Imagine an AI system that can build a whole business from ground up, implementing business paperwork, business models, business registrations. So let's go down imagination avenue today. For developers, picture an agentic workflow that takes Jira tickets, implements the code changes involved, push to GitHub, agents reviewing other agents' code for optimization, quality, and consistency. What of UI design? It's evolving too. In 5 years' time, in the era of generative AI, we would see AI-driven UI designers already producing fully realized design systems from a single comprehensive prompt. This would dramatically accelerate product development cycles. What of testers? Over the next 5 years, AI will play an even greater role in quality assurance. Agentic tester agents will begin to validate reviewed codes against requirements, executing comprehensive test suites, and performing automated UI testing. So with AI expanding into every aspect of software creation, from ideation to implementation, the real question becomes, where will today's developers, testers, and designers stand 5 years from now? Most big tech companies like Amazon and Microsoft have already integrated AI into their workflows, reducing the need for junior programmers. Up to 30% of software development tasks are now automatable by AI. Basic roles are disappearing while AI takes over automated tasks. 90% of Google's tech workers use AI at work to generate and modify code. This trend shows us that in the next 5 years, developers won't just write code, but will learn how to interact with AI. validate its output, oversee software architecture, design, and supervise the algorithms generated by AI. To evolve in this era, what are the trends we are observing? Developers with hybrid skills combining AI and traditional programming will be in high demand. Prompt design and model fine-tuning represent skill sets that still outpaces automation. Prompting is a new programming. Creativity and innovation are human strengths that AI cannot fully replicate. And this one is important. AI ethics, data privacy, and technology regulations are all here to stay. So there are so many new opportunities for those who adapt and work alongside AI. From this talk, you will learn that the future doesn't replace you with machines, it rewards those who can lead them. Like Romin Pang. In July 2025, Meta recruited Romin Pang, Apple's former head of AI models, to join its superintelligence lab with a compensation reportedly exceeding $200 million over several years. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men or average men. But diligence is not just hard work. It is purposeful effort guided by wisdom and strategy. So the future rewards what I call specialized developers, like Romin Pang and Yang Song and the likes. And it could be you over there, or you, if you dare to be like Ada, our fictional character, who is a former software developer. In 5 years' time, she will be a multimodal systems engineer who integrates IoT, vision, NLP, voice, and GenAI into unified platforms, like a smart factory app that listens to voice commands, uses camera for defect detection, and adapts workflow in real time. Meet Arlen, a former software developer who's currently taking courses to become a future adaptive edge developer who deploys multimodal AI systems on edge devices. For example, a firefighter helmet with computer vision hazard alerts, real-time translation and voice navigation. Meet Grace, who will evolve into an ethical integration specialist who ensures multimodal apps respect privacy, consent, and fairness. Now we move on to what UI designers will evolve into in 5 years' time in the era of generative AI. Meet Philip from our imagination journey. In 5 years' time, Philip will be a co-pilot experience designer who designs interactions between humans and AI across screens, voice, and augmented reality. For example, a personalized progress app co-pilot that designs a training roadmap for users. Meet Evelyn, an AI persona stylist who defines tone, mood, and personality of AI assistants, like a banking co-pilot that feels calm and formal versus a gaming co-pilot that is witty and playful. Meet Dorothy, our imagined visionary. In 5 years' time, she will be a multi-sensory UX creator who builds UI responsive to touch, speech, gesture, and emotion, like VR fitness apps, adapting based on heart rate, gestures, and motivational voice prompts. Now we move to format software testers. Meet Catherine, a multimodal edge case explorer. Catherine's stress test overlaps of vision, voice, and IoT inputs. She ensures that self-checkout works despite noise, partial camera blocks, or fast gestures. Meet Guidos, trust and safety validator, who certifies AI copilot against unsafe bias or hallucinated outputs. He would verify a finance copilot blocked from suggesting illegal task strategy. And finally, meet Linus, continuous experience overseer, who monitors post-release AI to prevent drift into harmful or confusing behaviors, like a voice assistant that might adopt slangs confusing elderly users. We've established that our jobs are not going away. Rather, they would evolve into these new roles. However, only software developers who have changed their mindset can evolve into these roles. These futuristic roles aren't just about learning new tools. They're about evolving mindsets and skills and strategic preparation. So here's how developers, designers, and testers can position themselves to grow into these roles in the next 5 years in the generative AI era. For developers to shift their mindset, they need to move from writing all the code to curating, validating, and orchestrating AI outputs. Developers need to be comfortable with human-AI collaboration, not competition. Willingness to experiment with bleeding-edge tools rather than sticking to only proven stacks. How can software developers prepare for this? By contributing to open-source multimodal AI projects. Experiment with LangChain, Hugging Face, and Vision SDKs. Study AI plus X integration, AI plus healthcare, AI plus finance, AI plus robotics, or AI plus whatever sector you're working in right now. And get involved with AI ethics discussions and standard bodies. UI designers should shift their mindset from pixel perfect layouts to experience choreography with AI copilots. Think multi-sensory, voice, gestures, context, not just screens. Accept AI as a creative partner, not just a design assistant. And how can they prepare for this? Start building voice-first AI prototypes. Learn the basics of prompt design for visuals. Explore Unity Unreal Engine for AR/VR user experience. And follow AI-driven leaders like IDEO, Apple Vision Pro, spatial computing leaders. Testers should shift from, is the button working, to, is the AI meaningful? Is it fair? Is trustworthiness intact? Testing is no longer binary in 5 years' time in the GenAI era. It's no longer pass or fail. It's probabilistic and contextual. So testers should become guardians of trust and safety, not just bug catchers. How can they prepare for this? They can learn new tools for LLM evaluation, open evals, deep evals, Azure evals. Experiment with voice app testing like Alexa skill kits, Google Dialogflow, and explore bias detection for NLP and vision. And one more tip is to position yourself as a quality strategist in AI project and not just a manual tester. To conclude, I'll leave you with these 3 divinely inspired and AI-generated quotes. Note that I struck through the bot because we need to get comfortable with human-AI collaboration, not competition. So divinely inspired and AI-generated. In the GenAI era, work doesn't disappear. It transforms into the hands of those ready to reimagine it. The future doesn't replace you with machines. It rewards those who can lead them. And careers aren't lost to technology. They are claimed by those who are willing to learn, adapt, and grow. Thank you. Okay. We have 5 minutes to take questions. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so let me repeat your question for the people in the back. He's asking what open API or what LLM model should we explore first as developers? So we need to actually experiment with the one that works for us based on your use cases, what you're trying to do, what your company allows. Yeah. For finance-related chatbot agent. Yeah. There's so many in the market. There's the Llama Index and all those other APIs, OpenAI APIs. You can explore Hugging Face, right? That helps. But I would say that there's this talk I gave in March this year where I was comparing open source generative AI versus enterprise generative AI. So some industries, if you're working for a company, they might not want to use open source, they might want to use enterprise. So that is a more important question. Should I go open source or should I go enterprise? Should I pay for this large language model or should I just reuse or fine tune the ones available on the open source markets? Okay, so how to ensure security in using this AI copilots and everything. Yeah, pull out your data. So an open source LLM model will be best suited for situations where you are concerned about security and exposure of data to third-party LLMs or third-party APIs, right? So you can weigh your pros and cons, right? Today, when you think about enterprise LLM models, they offer a very high level of security. They give you good reward for the money you're paying. Most enterprise models like Azure OpenAI and the likes, they ensure security, robustness, data privacy, and they adhere to the regulations, right? The data regulations. So it depends on you. What do you want to do? Do you want to go the open source route or do you want to go the enterprise route? Yeah. Yeah.
Now, after taking our financial data, we go to enterprise. How they using the data? They will describe the data, runtime reading our data and throwing or restoring the data.
Oh, you have to talk to them about it. How do they use your data, right? There was a setting I just disabled in my ChatGPT that says, do not use my data to help improve the model. Yeah. How many of us have disabled that setting on our ChatGPT or Anthropic applications, right? Yeah, so privacy is one concern. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead. Yeah. So, so my talk focused on the next 5 years, trying to hone in on the possibilities of how GenAI will evolve. And the talk predicts the great improvements and advancements in GenAI, and then predicts that junior developers will need to evolve into specialized developers, right? So AI would be able to do many things that junior developers are doing right now. Take the Jira ticket, implement the code base involved, review the code themselves, with just minimal human oversight or human supervision, right? Since this is the case, we need to diversify into other things. And multimodal is one area that people will start having more time to focus on, right? After AI can write code for you, right? So AI is not taking our jobs away. It gives us more time to actually innovate further into the future, right? So how do you prepare? You go in on developing yourself by integrating AI into what you're doing right now. So data shows that those that actually mix traditional programming and AI development as part of their skill set and how they think will evolve with the system. And those that do not will get left behind. So how will you respond to this as a software stakeholder? You need to adjust by moving with the tide. Okay, any other question? Or did I answer your question? Okay. If there's no other question, thank you very much for coming to my talk. I really appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of the conference.